Hello everyone. In this video we're going to take a look at how I fixed a HTTP 500 internal server error and the steps I took to get a particular website back online. This is how this particular website looked like in Google Chrome as the error took place. Next, I opened this particular website in Firefox to see how it rendered, and as you can see, Firefox just showed a similar white screen of death look. So now, accessing Google Search Console, it verified that there is a server error 500. As you can see, it has an option to validate your fix once you corrected the situation. So troubleshoot this WordPress website together and see if we can be able to validate this fix. Now if you look at Google Documents, you can read about fixing server connectivity errors, but for most of us, we may not know exactly what they're talking about in this document. So let's just go through the regular WordPress way of troubleshooting this error. So the first step is the simplest thing to do to troubleshoot your website, and what it is to deactivate all your plugins. Now there are plugins that you can disable all your plugins with one click, but I hate installing another plugin just to do this function. So a better way to deactivate all your plugins is to, at your upper left top of your plugin page, click checkbox and all your plugins will be checked. Then above you see another box with a drop down menu and click deactivate. Then you will notice all your plugins will have check marks next to them. Then hit apply, step 2, hit apply, and every plugin will be deactivated at one time. Now after you have deactivated all your plugins, refresh your website page to see if the error disappears. If it does, then you know one of your plugins is causing the problem. Activate each plugin one by one until the error appears again, so you know which plugin is causing the issue. Now when you look at this particular plugin, check when it was last updated. If it's been like over a year or even 2 years, I would assume it's abandoned and I would not use this plugin anymore. Deactivate and delete it. And find another plugin that does the similar function that you require. Now, after deactivating all your plugins and this did not cause the fix, you need to move on to the next slide to continue troubleshooting. So if the plugins are not the issue, what you need to do is try changing to another theme, preferably one of the WordPress default themes that comes with your installation, such as 2019 or 2020, etc. Your website may look broken, but that's okay, because what you're trying to do to find out if the error goes away when you switch to a different theme. Now if the 500 server error disappears, you need to go to step 4, which is changing over to another theme and deleting the old theme that you were using. But if the error still exists, you need to go to the next page to continue troubleshooting. If neither the plugins or themes was causing the problem, our troubleshooting will get a little bit more involved in our next step. What we need to do is check our htaccess file. So if you know how to use a FTP or your file manager in your cPanel, what you need to do is download the htaccess file as for starters, a backup, because just in case something goes wrong. Now, in your FTP or file manager, you need to rename your existing htaccess file to another name, such as htaccess or upload an older htaccess file that you saved. And what you're trying to do is to see if the problem is in this particular file. So if your 500 server error disappears, you know you have a corrupt htaccess file. Before we move on in our troubleshooting, I just wanted to show you a basic htaccess file if you need to rebuild or you don't have a backup htaccess file. This is the basic WordPress script you need in your htaccess file. You can find this online if you Google htaccess file for WordPress, but in any case, you need to paste this code as a basic file that you need to run WordPress. So if your plugins, your theme, or your htaccess file was not the issue, we need to move on and check our PHP memory limit. Now take a look at this next slide before we continue. Okay, going back into our FTP FileZilla, you can see the wp-config.php file highlighted in purple here on our server. What we need to do is download this file as one, a backup, and two, to view in our text editor to see what the PHP memory limit is set at. Okay, now using that wp-config file you just downloaded, open it up in your text editor and see if you can find this script define WP memory limit, if there is one. If there isn't, copy this script into your WP config file, define WP memory limit at 64 megs, save it and upload it to back to your server. Or if you already have this script set at 64 megs, increase it to 128 megs as shown here in this screenshot. Now, after you uploaded your wp-config file, refresh your website page once again, and if the 500 server error disappears, then something is draining your resources, your memory, and most likely it's a plugin. But then again, you would have found this when we deactivated the plugin. So in any case, there is an issue that's using your memory up. But if this did not fix the problem, then we need to move on to continue our troubleshooting. Now, if you have reached this final step in your troubleshooting process, before we go even deeper, I think the best thing to do is just reinstall your entire website using your backup that you saved, because you just want to have your website back online. And don't forget to use a backup that's dated before the day you discovered the error, because if you use the same backup of the day you discovered, or like day before or that week, or issue could be in that backup, and you will revert back to your same issue of having the 500 server error displayed again. So use an older backup. In all cases where I fixed a WordPress 500 internal server error, reinstalling the website has always fixed the issue for me. Once Google has successfully checked your website out, you will receive this email with this message validating that your website has been fixed and is cleared from any errors from Google Search Console. To check this out, go back into your Google Search Console, and as you can see, this is what you really want to see. And for all the hard work that you do, that your server error has been cleared and validation passed. Hope this video has helped you out, or at least give you a guideline of the direction you need to take and the steps involved in fixing such an error. I hope all the best for you, and don't give up.